Here's how we're gonna make some pinto beans really quick in the Instant Pot. So we'll take our lid off. Always check your seal to make sure it looks good before you start. We're gonna do just a pound of beans, and it's very important to soak your beans and rinse them really well. Not only does that make them better for you, it also helps with the gas. Okay, so these have been soaked, rinsed, ready to go. For a pound of beans, I'll do probably 7 to 8 cups of water on there. You just want them to be covered good. If you want to make really soupy beans, add more water. My family doesn't love bunches of onions and stuff, but they don't mind the flavor. So the way I get around that is I just cut up an onion and I throw it in chunks. That way I get the flavor. If I want to do something with the onion afterwards, I can, but they don't see the little pieces. I usually put about a teaspoon of salt in to a pound of beans. You can adjust that if you need less sodium. We'll put our lid back on. You want to make sure you have it set to sealing, and then we'll set our time. It says 25 to 30 minutes for pinto beans. We'll push our pressure cook. I always do the upper amount of time. I want to make sure my beans are well done. They're better for you if they're well done and not undercooked. And I don't want to have to restart my machine, so I just always set it for the upper time. But you can experiment with yours to find what you like. So we'll give it some time and we'll come back and make some things with these pinto beans. Smells good. Okay, the big test is to make sure they're good and soft. They are. They're cooked really well. Okay, so let's see what we can do with these. As you remember, I left the big pieces of onion in there so it's easy to pick out for people who don't like it. But for me, I would love just to eat a bowl of these beans, and I would get as many of those big onion pieces that I could in my bowl because that tastes good to me. Okay, so that's the easiest way to eat pinto beans. Cook them and then eat them. Let's see, another way, let me take some of this onion out here, is just to mash them up and make a dip out of them. So you can mash them. Maybe should have taken a little more of that juice out of there. Put some salsa in it. Whatever your favorite salsa is. We just use that as a dip. If you want it to be a smoother, creamier, you could run it through your food processor or mash it a little longer than I did. But you could serve that up with some vegetables. Make a nice little dip. The other way I like to do mashed beans, I'm going to do them on this plate here. I know we're doing an event where you can cut out gluten or wheat and dairy. And so with the gluten, that's hard to eat bread, but there are some really good gluten-free breads out there. So if you're wanting to try to eat some during that shred time, you could find a good piece of that. And then I like to make it toast, mash up a few of these beans here. We want to get these drier. Beans are so full of fiber. They're a wonderful food to help fill you up. They're great for protein as well. And the calories are not bad. And it's all a whole food, so that makes it fantastic. All right, so I like to just put the pinto beans on the toast. You could put some avocado or something on there too. That would be really yummy. And then the sauce I like to put on my toast is actually Taco Bell sauce. And I like mild, but if you're spicier, you put a spicier one on there. Yum. So a piece of pinto spread toast is really yummy also. And then another thing I love to do is put beans on salad. So if you had a bowl of salad, ooh, it'd be really good with these warm beans because it's kind of like a dressing on them. But I get them drained out good and just put them on top of a salad. That really punches up the fiber in your salad and looks pretty too. It makes the salad even more filling. So there's just 4 easy things we can do with pinto beans that cost, what, $1, $2 for the bag that we can cook up. We have a whole lot here. We could make the rest of them into a soup or into a chili. Or if you're feeding several people, you can make bigger amounts of this. But I hope that gives you some ideas of how easy it is while doing this time of trying to get more whole foods into our diet, that this is just a really easy way to do that.